Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video, I'm going to show you another no-code tool you can use to create a website. And the best part of this tool is you can launch your website in the internet with free domain and free hosting. So before we begin, let me introduce myself. I'm JJ, founder of TechPreppy, the home for tech-related insights, reviews, and discussions. And if you're looking for a tool that will help you create a website with no or zero knowledge on programming or web development, then you will love this video. So keep watching, and in the end of this video, I will show you how I will create and launch my own portfolio website using this tool. So let's begin. The tool that I will show you is Webflow.com. Webflow is a software as a service for website building and hosting. It has an online visual editor platform that allows users to design, build, and launch websites. User can just drag and drop sections, divs, containers, images, and other components, and design each components using proper settings without writing any CSS or any styling frameworks. This is the landing page of webflow.com. For you to use this SaaS, you need to register first using either your email or your Google account. So the registration is free. You don't need to register any credit cards or enter your billing information. It will just ask you some questions like, what is the purpose of using this application? Where did you learn this tool? So those things. And after that, you are good to go. So as you can see, these are the pricing plans of Webflow. And what we are using right now is Starter, which is all free. You will have your own domain, but it will have a suffix of webflow.io. And then you can have like 50 items in your CMS, 50 forms for submission, and 1 gig bandwidth. And $14 per month, which is billed yearly, you will have your own custom domain. But the catch is, you don't have any CMS, but that's fine because I believe this basic is created for a simple static website, especially for portfolio creation. But if you're going to create an e-commerce website, then I think it's better to go with either the free, or if you have your own domain, then go here on the $23 per month, which you will have a custom domain, and you're allowed to save up to 200 CMS items. And then you will have additional users that can edit your website aside from you. So this is good for if you have a team that maintaining your website. And then you have this last one, which is the business. Basically, this is an upgraded version of this CMS plan. You will have lots of CMS item, lots of monthly form submissions, bigger bandwidth, and more guest editors. So that's it for the pricing plan. After successfully signing in or creating your account, you will be redirected to your dashboard. So this is the dashboard, and this is what you will see if you don't have any project yet. In my case, I don't have any, but basically if there's one, it will be listed a tile here of your project. So also you can see what are the sample website that has been created using Webflow by clicking this link, made in Webflow. Let's open this in a new tab. So these are the sample website created using Webflow. So there's a lot of them. Some of these are free and some of them are paid. So you can clone any of this for free and have it as your basis in your website. Okay, and then going back to the dashboard, so you can go to the resources for the community, blogs, templates, support, and also learn for the documentation on how to use the tools on how to use this tool. But anyway, when you click the new site and if it's your first time, there is a tutorial wherein it will teach you how to, add sections, how to design, and how to launch your website. And anyway, I will show you that also in this video. So let's do that. First, we need to click the new site. Let's click this button. And then here in the templates, in the create new site screen, we will be asked to select a template. If it can be either a blank site or it or you can use this starter template, which is this one is for portfolio. This one is for business starter, so it's like more for your company profile. And then this one is store starter, which is more on like a e-commerce website. And then this is pretty plain. And then there's here like a pre-made website wherein you can clone immediately. You can select and then have it cloned as your initial project. And then there are some paid, like for this one, you need to buy it first for you to use it, like $99. So if you saw something here that you already like, you can just click it and check if it's for free, or buy it if you want to quickly have your own website. So let's start with a portfolio starter. So here I will be asked to name my website. So I'm just going to create a portfolio website. So let's name it Tech Preppy Portfolio, then create site. So this is Webflow's editor platform, and as you can see, there's this tutorial. So if you click this, it will teach you how to structure your site, create a reusable styles, how do you design your components, and up to the point where you can how to publish your site. So you can either you can follow these instructions for you to get familiarized. It should be quick. And then also you can click this open tutorial for you to navigate it to the documentation of webflow.com. So for in our case, let's skip this because I already tried this. And let's minimize this one. Hide tutorial, yes, I want to hide it. So as you can see in the left panel, this is where you can add elements. So the elements here is, if you're familiar with coding, some of the name here sounds familiar, like the div black, column, section, grid, container, buttons, heading. So the name is kind of similar to the HTML tags like div. So there's also some other component here or element that is not a traditional HTML tag. Like for this one, video, YouTube, you can embed YouTube videos here, animations. You can also add forms and blocks. You can also have a functionality to upload files, and you can also add a reCAPTCHA, for security, especially if you're going to create a login, or you will have a form that to avoid spam. You can utilize this reCAPTCHA, which is already built in the tool, and like helpful links like this Facebook, Twitter, map, and a lot of other elements. And then so what you just need is same with the no-code tool. You just click something here and then drag and drop that here in this canvas, and then that's it. That's how easy to add an element or component in your website. Okay, and then let's delete it. So the next in the menu is this component. This is where you can create your own component. So by default, if you selected this portfolio starter template, you will have this footer, uh, contact, and navigation. Basically, these are the reusable component that you can add on every page that you have here in your site. So here, this is a sample component, which is a footer component. You can also have this navigation component if you want to have it reused on other site. So that's the purpose of component. And then the next in the menu is this navigator. Basically, navigator is the outline of your website. Like for example, in this section, you will have this section, and inside the section has a container, and then inside the container is an intro wrap. That's an element here in Webflow, and inside that intro wrap are the headings, which has a name of name text, paragraph, and then heading jumbo. And then same here in the section. Inside the section, you have a word grids and container. So that is navigator, and that will help you easily navigate through your components or your elements for easy styling, and to make sure that you are selecting the right elements whenever you're styling. And then here, this is the pages. So basically, if you have a lots of pages, for example, I am in home page, you can just click this one to go to your about page. So let's go back to the home page by selecting the home. And here you go. So that's how you quickly navigate from one page to another. And then clicking this button will allow you to create a new folder or a new page in your of your site. So that's another thing you can see here. And then next thing is this CMS. Basically, this database looking icon is for creating collections, especially if you want a dynamic data in your site, or you have a list of records that you want to display in your website. Then that's the purpose of these collections, because this Webflow is a CMS tool as well. And then you have these users. So these users is basically a experimental feature here in Webflow, wherein you can Webflow will help you easily create a login and a registration page for your website if your website needs one. But there's a warning here that it will be an experimental feature. There might be some bugs, but you can also try this one. And then the next one is this e-commerce. So here, if you selected the e-commerce, what it will do is it will add two pages. One is the product page and the categories page. It will automatically create a page that has a layout for displaying products and categories. So it will help you set up your e-commerce website faster. And then the next one is these assets. Basically, these are the images or videos that you can use in your website. You can also upload your own asset from your local computer, and then you can organize them by creating a folder on every assets. And then the last icon here is the settings, wherein you can search your CMS or your collections. And then another important thing here in the settings is the backup, wherein you can back up your website and then use it to restore your website to its previous state. Especially if you mess up something, then restoring a previous snapshot will be helpful. So this is the options that you have in Webflow. So let's go back here in the editor. So let's say this is my website. So as you can see, here at the top portion of your editor, you will see these buttons. Basically, these are a quick view of your website on different devices like tablet, mobile in landscape, and mobile in portrait. So let's click the tablet one. So this is how my website will look like in tablet, and then this is how my website will look like on a mobile phone, which is in landscape, and then this one is in portrait. So as you can see, uh, the menu is changing depending on the device, which is that's already native in Webflow, and you don't need to configure anything here. That will be automatic. And also you can be specific with the width and scale if you have a device that you know the exact resolution or size, then you can just change it directly here. Okay, and then let's go back to the desktop, and then you have this undo and redo button here, and then also you can export your code, but it will require you to upgrade your plan. Basically, it will extract your code into an HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript, and the asset. It will export those. And then that's the beauty of this Webflow. If let's say you want to use this Webflow as an experimental tool for your website before purchasing your own domain and hosting it on a different hosting platform, like let's say AWS server, AWS Amplify, Google platform, or Vercel. So yeah, basically that's the purpose of having this export code feature of Webflow. And then also you can share your project by providing a link. But remember, the guest editor will only be able to edit your website or your project if you are a premium user of webflow.com. And then, but if it's not, then it will be a read only, or they won't be able to edit it. And then here is the most important button here. This is the publish. As you can see here, uh, I have these two options. I can have this techpreppy.portfolio.webflow.io as my domain. And then here is if I want to use a custom domain. So it's disabled in my case because I'm not a premium user. But if you're a premium user, then you can just click here and then select your preferred domain, and then that's it. All the security, all the certificate will be handled by Webflow for you to use this custom domain. And then in my case, free user, so that's why I have this domain. Let's settle with that domain for the meantime. Let's click publish to selected domain. Alright, now it says here that publish successfully, and now you will have this icon for you to open this website in a new tab. There you go. So this is my website. So as you can see, it is secured. It has its own certificate, and then the name of my website is techpreppy-portfolio.webflow.io. So this is good enough, especially if you just want to have your own portfolio website and you don't mind to have a webflow.io in your domain. And then here, this is an internet accessible website. So let's close this, and then let's go now here at the right panel. Basically, this part is similar with the other no-code tool application. This is where you edit your element or your component. For example, here I'm selecting the heading, my hero title, and here I'm using this styling settings. I can change how I want this text to display here in my website. So I was thinking maybe this is too big. So let's say I want to make it smaller. Let's change it to 30. Oops, way bigger, 30. 30. All right, it's now smaller. And then if you want to edit the content of this, you just double click it. That's the easiest way to edit it. And then click the backspace and then just type whatever you want your heading to display. So let's, hi, I'm JJ Tech, and this is my tech therapy demo. Oops, this is my Webflow tutorial. All right, and then let's say I want to change the, so you have this also this spacing and then margin. This is quite similar to, if you're familiar with your browser dev tools, this spacing here is kinda similar to that tool. So you can, let's say I want to add some like 20 padding, same at the bottom, 20 padding. All right, so I'm good with this one. And then also you can change your font. So those are the available font. And then let's maybe select Droid Sans. And then also, yeah, as I mentioned, the size here, the color, you can change the color, the alignment. And so whatever you can do in an actual website, you can do that here in Webflow. And also here, the next one is the background. You can either select a color of the background of this section. Let's say I want to have it red, but that's not looks good. So let's put back to transparent by clicking this color. And then also, if you want to have a background using image or gradient, you just click this. And then you have an option here that if you want an image, you can choose an image for you to have that image as a background. You can also have a gradient, and then you can angle that gradient depending if it's from top or from sides or from bottom. So you can do that by just dragging this little button here. And then there's another type of gradient which is radial. And then here is the overlay, color overlay, if you just want to put an overlay in this section. So that's possible here. So I don't want any image or background gradient here, so we can delete that. And also the radius, you can modify the border radius of your buttons, your section, your divs, and the effects like the opacity. You can also add box shadows, 3D transformations, and backdrop filters, and cursor. You can select your cursor if, let's say, you hover on some element, instantly change that using this setting. So every element here has its own styling section. It might differ depending on what element you have selected. For example, image, definitely that will be different. And that's it for this walkthrough. And as a bonus tip, as I promised, I will show you how I will create my own portfolio using this Webflow. So let's delete this. And then let's say I want to add a 2-column hero section. So let's go here in the element. And then let's select columns. And then now I have these 2 columns. And then let's delete this chain low as a product designer. So what I'm trying to do is I will I want to have a banner here, or a title or a heading here, and then here is my picture, maybe something like that. So let's do that. First thing is, let's see the outline. Let's go to the outline. So as you can see in my columns, I have column 1 and column 2. So in my column 1, let's add a div. Let's drag this div here. Same on the second column. Let's add a div there. All right. And then what we need to do next is add the title. So let's go to the heading. Let's drag this heading component here. And then the heading will say something like, "Hi, I am Tech Ready." Alright, this looks good. And then let's add a short description here. Then that we will need a paragraph. So it will be at the bottom here. So if by mistake you drag an element that is not in its right position, you can just use this to drag that here. You can use this outline to drag this element easier to whatever elements you want this to be under, or have it as a child. Alright, looks good. So let's change this by double clicking that element, and then let's select everything, then let's hit delete. Alright, let's give a simple description. Tech Preppy is home to tech related insights, reviews, and discussions. Alright, that sounds good. And then now here at the second column, I want to have a image of maybe me, or whatever image I will show on this computer. Let's see. So the first thing first is, let's add an image. So here at the bottom there's a media, and then here an image component. Let's drag that here. There you go. So this is the image. So if you want to change, or you want to upload the image, just double click it, and then this pop-up will appear, wherein it will allow you to click this button, choose image. And then now maybe let's upload an image from my computer by clicking this button. And then maybe in my downloads, let's click this one. Alright, now as you can see, it's uploading. And after it's done uploading, it should reflect or appear in my screen. Okay, so this is me. This is the picture of me while I'm skydiving. So for you to resize this one, you can just double click it again, and then instead of auto, we can change it to any size we want. So let's make it 350 and then 450. Alright, maybe that looks good. And then now what I want to do is, maybe this picture is a little bit too square. So let's try to add a curve at the corners of this image. So let's go to the properties, click image, or make sure that you click the image, and then in the style, go to the borders. And then here you can click this all corners, or you can have this individual corner selected, so you can indicate a specific radius of each corner. But in my case, I know that I want to apply the specific radius on all corner to be the same. So let's type 25. Alright, 25. That looks good. So let's add now a button here, a call to action button. Let's click this and let's go to the button here. Let's drag that here. Alright, the button looks good. And then maybe let's change the name of this button to subscribe to my channel. Alright. And then this button is a little bit too square. So let's change the radius of the borders as well, like maybe like 6. Alright, that looks good. I would like to check how it will looks like in my website. So it's either you click this and then, so instead of publishing, let's say you don't want to publish it yet since it's not finished. There's a lot of empty spaces here or empty section. You can just select this desktop and then here the toggle preview, basically this eye icon. This is a tool or a button wherein you can preview your website in the selected device. So now I have selected this desktop. So let's click preview. Alright. So this is how my website will look like on when I view it using my laptop, and then in tablet this is how it will looks like in tablet. This is in a landscape orientation of the mobile, and this is how it will looks like on portrait orientation in mobile. So now to go back to the editing screen, let's just select this toggle preview, and now we're back on the editor. So let's go back to desktop, and then you can actually, let's say you want to edit this navigation, you can do that as well. So before I end this video, I would like to add a gradient here because that's one of the usual designing that you can try here. So to add gradient, go to the outline and make sure that you have selected the correct elements, which is this section. Basically, this section will have a gradient. And here in the background, we can click the add button here in the image and gradient. Alright, and then instead of image, let's select gradient, linear gradient. And then these are basically the gradient. So you can drag this to see where your gradient starts and ends. And then this knob here, you can drag this to set where your gradient will start and end. So maybe, and then this is for you to reverse the gradient. Alright, so in my case, let's do that here. I want to add a gradient in this part only. And then let's only add a gradient on the right part of my screen. And especially I don't want black. So maybe for the color, let's see. You can just click this. So you have two buttons here for your gradient, the starting and the end. So it's now black. Let's click this, and maybe I want maybe blue. And then let's see, maybe this one. Alright, then we have added this gradient. But as you can see here, it's only, showing in this section. So it doesn't look good. What we need to do is go here in the layout, and here in the display, it's now selecting a black element. So basically what it does is it's only occupying the space that has been consumed by your element. Right now it's only occupying the size that my element has been using, but I want this to be bigger because when we go here, this is how it will looks like. I want this to be, use all the full width of my website. And to do that, you can just go here in the flex layout. Alright, then there you go. Alright, so now it's not only occupying the height of my image, it's now extending up to the top. So let go. So previewing it will now show like this. So let's publish it. Alright, now it's published. That's quick. And let's open it. And there you go. This is my website. So I can do a lot of things here. Like I can change the logo. This is just an image. And then I can add more page here. And then maybe here are my links to my videos. I can do that here. And also a contacts. That's it, guys. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Just click on the subscribe button below. And don't forget to drop a thumbs up in this video. Thank you guys for watching and see you on the next video. Bye!